this thing. But you got to remember, Chelsea in the 90s when I was growing up was seen as the underachievers. They were seen as the team where if they had a little bit more, they would have made more success. Easy. You get what I mean? So at the end of the day, let's get into it. Let's start the show. I've got a guest on, Abs, and also we've got a few more people that be rolling in and out throughout the show. So introducing Abs from Top End Shotters.
Oh, well, go on. Thanks for having me on, bro. It's
Welcome, my
obviously it's good
brother.
to be back. So,
Welcome, my
yeah,
brother.
this is gonna be fun. Give a bit of an insight into some of these little 12-year-old people who call us at work, and and tell us some borders who they probably haven't heard of, man. Probably their parents only knew about them. So, time for a little bit of education.
Yeah, that's what's mad because it's weird. Cause you see, when you talk about Chelsea, right, bro? I see so many man saying, "Oh, you know what? When Roman come in, that's what Chelsea been born since '04." And these are people my age, who's a bit older, car. I'm in my late 20s. And it's like, wait, how long have you been watching football? If you're gonna say Chelsea's a small club, how long have you been watching football? Because I remember seeing, Chelsea being in top three. 99. I remember Chelsea finished, 3 points behind United. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. Very uncomfortable. I remember Chelsea beating Madrid in a Super Cup, 98. Big boy Madrid that just won the Champions League. Remember them winning the FA Cup. And I remember that Italian Renaissance. I remember some big boy players playing for Chelsea. I'm talking the Labus, I'm talking the Vialis, I'm talking the Zolas, the Di Matteos, the Gus Poyets, the
Sorry.
Flows. Do you get what I mean? And now all of a sudden, Chelsea are a small club. Oh, they're born in '04. Like, bro, it's all these myths. And you know what it is? Do you know what it is as well, right? I'm a United fan. And then as a United fan, brother, I'm just looking at things. I'm thinking to myself, are we nervous? Is man nervous that this club's coming to take over? I'm not going to lie to you, bro. When Roman first came in, I remember this guy coming in, moving all mad, looking like one of them mad Russian movies and everything. The guy came through. I remember him coming through the airport. He came through in a mission, looking like he got a sniper, everything. And afterwards, first season, it was all right. But then after Jose came in, and that arrogant little prick, oh, bro, OT running down the touchline. This guy come in and talking about I'm the special one. That one finger that he always used to raise, that little one finger I feel like to chop it off. But he came in back to back. He was thinking, bro, like this, it ain't gonna run well, bro. Like this is the end. And Fergie was meant to retire in 2002. And I was just looking at Chelsea, I was thinking, they only conceded 15 goals that season. I was thinking, damn, this team looks unstoppable. And people got to remember as well, like the little Champions League bits. Remember, what was it, the 04-05 season where Liverpool kind of done their little dodginess? We remember that. So, like, when Chelsea should have been in the final. So, we're talking about a season where Chelsea could have won the Champions League 2 years in with Roman. Like, I just want to address all of these things. So, Abs, you roll through and you let me know. Oh, go on.
Yeah, so obviously when we talk about Chelsea, people forget that, we don't have a history in like a Man United, like a Liverpool, even one like the Pagans Arsenal, United, Arsenal. But at the end of the day, right, we do have a bit of a history because what people fail to realize is that we were actually involved in the most violent ever FA Cup final in 1970.
Mm,
I think it was Dave Sexton was still our manager. But
mm.
yeah, so obviously, before anyone asked, no, I was not alive then them times. But I decided to educate myself on my club
Yeah, that's
history.
the thing. That's the thing. You have to educate yourself. And this is the thing, and it's no biggie, bro. Come on, bro. Let's go and talk us through.
Yeah, yeah. So what it was we played against Leeds. It's actually that's why like teams like Leeds don't like us because even
Mm,
before Roman's money came in, we had some big rivalries. We had West Ham, we had
mm,
flipping out, and then we have Leeds a bit, Middlesbrough. I never quite got Middlesbrough, but them
mm,
kind of two like them. So
mm,
yeah, and then even in the 90s, bro, like because we what's it called? We had a period in the 70s where after we won the FA Cup in 1970. We won the Cup Winners' Cup in 1971 when we still had Osgood and Ron Harris and them still playing for us. Or maybe actually no, Ron Harris was before then. But no, so we won that. Then we went through a bit of a period where we weren't winning too many trophies. We went down a couple of times in the early 80s, and then we actually got promoted in 89 and won the second division. And after that, we just seemed to pop off from there. You know, we went up a little bit better, had a couple managers. We got Ruud Gullit in, you know, Vialli came in, Zola, Hasselbank,
Italian
Desanillo,
Renaissance.
Dennis Wise, them kind of man, they're all ballers, man.
Ballers,
Even
bro.
the couple cup finals before them, man. Like, what was it? 97 cup final where we beat Middlesbrough. And, you know, Middlesbrough had a good team, and they had, you know,
Bro, that's the thing. It's mad because the Premier League for me growing up, right? Them days there, it was madness because obviously those days there, a lot of people don't understand. That's when the Prem was kind of building its thing. Because obviously Syria had all the talents and everything. The Prem was trying to come through. So all of these people were trying to bring in their little talents, you know? Everyone's trying to bring in their little talents and everything. There's some big profile teams in there. You get what I mean? So when you start seeing Chelsea's doing all their madness and all of that, obviously don't get me wrong, you had a few keke players. Like some of the players that Chelsea had were a few keke players like Babiara, all of these man. There was some dodgy local, you know, shit players, but we're gonna get into them soon, like the Gael Kakutas and all of them people. We're gonna get into them soon though. But going into it, they had some ballers. Zola, baller. Ain't man telling me nothing. Like, look, seeing that guy, man, I talk about Hazard. Zola for me was first Hazard, then Hazard.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Zola was the guy. Even Joe Cole, bro, we could be going to Joe Cole, but this is what I mean. Like you picked up some points like the 90s, the 70s, the 80s. Let's go into now Claudio Ranieri. Let's see, because obviously he was there first year with Roman. You get what I mean? And obviously people started talking about, you know, what he done with Leicester. Obviously he had previous success prior to that. Do you get what I mean? But what do you think it was that never worked out under Claudio? Or do you think Roman's that he's just impatient, isn't it? He's not waiting around for anything. Do you think that's what it was? He just said, yeah, you know what, I want to win now. Do you think that's what it was?
Now, do you know what it is with Ranieri? Ranieri came like in a period where, because at that point we'd been in a couple finals in there, you know, we won a couple trophies, like won the FA Cup in 1970, Cup Winners' Cup 98, and the Super Cup in 98 as well. So we weren't really like, you know, when Ranieri came in, he wasn't walking into a team full of bums. Like we still had some borders in there. You know, you had Gus Poirier, you had Graham Lassalle, what's his name? You had Di Matteo, Zola. So, and obviously Hasselbank came in that season as well. We signed him from Atletico Madrid, if I'm not wrong. So basically, Ranieri was just brought in to, like, I don't know, because to be fair, in his defense, it was before Roman. He was just brought in to, like, keep us as a stable top four club, because we was kind of on the cusp of top four, because at the time, the three best teams in the country were Man United, Arsenal, and Liverpool a little bit. It was mainly Man United and Arsenal, but Liverpool were hovering around that top four area. So Ranieri was brought to try and close that gap and bring us in Champions League and, you know, take us there, because the owner at the time, Ken Bates, the little greedy prick, was, you know, he just wanted that. He wanted to take us up to that level, and, you know, he wanted to take us far, because people don't know this. It wasn't Roman who bought us for a pound. It's actually Ken Bates. He bought us for a pound.
A lot of people think that, you know what it is, because obviously how Roman was, because people got to remember there was a lot of controversy. I remember watching it on the news when the takeover happened. I come out of nowhere. And after, you know, man told Matt, you got the Spurs fans who are obviously salty. The helicopter flew over the wrong place, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, carry on, my brother.
No, but that was it, Mac. And obviously it was different, because you see what Roman did. Roman just gave Ranieri a chance. Like, you know what? We'll see what one. We'll give you a couple players. They got some man, like, you know, obviously Sean Wright Phillips. You still had Lampard there, because Lampard, we bought him in 2001 from West Ham after the thing that happened with Redknapp and his dad and them. But yeah, so Ranieri was just there to basically try and build a team and, you know, try and take us as far. And he was mainly just keep us stable. But obviously, once the cash flow came in and we had that summer, we signed bare borders. Like, I had a good Johnson in there. And,
Iceman, the real Iceman.
Yeah, I had a cold finisher. And, you know, obviously, David and them kind of man. So Oh no, I just didn't work out. Probably the best moment from that season was when we went to the Pagans and beat them at Highbury. You know, they're supposedly invincible.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been watching football for a while, and for me, when people talk about Man United, they say Man City, Manchester's blue. I don't think so because Manchester City are still got a long way to go. And I understand Arsenal fans are always bringing up their domestic success. But for me, you're going to ask me personally, London is blue. London is blue. Like it's completely different with the in the Manchester side of things because United been that team. We've been that team. We've been that team for the longest. You get what I mean? Not of recent, but for the longest. We've got the European success as well. I think Chelsea's European success is what edges it out for Arsenal for me. Do you get what I mean? That's what gives them that edge. Because Arsenal, you got to think of it like this, right? In the period that Rome has been in it, what we're talking, what 17 years, 17, 18 years.
Yeah,
That's shorter than what Wenger was at Arsenal, and he achieved more in that period than Wenger ever achieved in his whole career. So how the hell are you gonna tell me that? Come on, bro. No kid's gonna want to play for Arsenal right now. You know what I mean? Even with Chitel or Arteta, no one. You know what I mean? No one gonna want to play for them. Like, let's be real, dog. You know what I mean? Like Arsenal, them teams ain't even won something in HD, bro. The last time Arsenal won something. That's hey, you know what? Respect to Thierry Henry, but dog, man, stank up that final. You get what I mean? And after this is when we go to the big dog because I think Thierry Henry is the best player to grace the Premier League. He's one of my top 5 dead or alive players. But big dog Drogba. Let's talk about him. Even a lot of people don't understand. It could have been a whole different story with Drogba. Like Drogba came into the league and he was uncomfortable. Donny was saying, bro, I miss the baguettes, I miss the snails, I miss the frog legs, I miss the Eiffel Tower. I need to go back to France. But come on, bro, like then afterwards, you know, he stepped up. So let's talk about Drogba because it would have been different. You reckon if Drogba had left, that could have taken the tide? Because Chelsea's track record as strikers is a bit mad, you know. You look, the Mutus, them Crespos, people forget them things there.
No, Crespo was cold. Crespo was cold though. Mutu, that's a combo for another day, but Crespo was good.
Yeah, but Kez, man, like, there people never ran. Chef Sheko, like, what happened if Drogba left? What? You reckon the thing still runs? What happens?
If Drogba leaves, we don't win any of our. Apart from the first 2 league times, we don't win anything, and a couple. We win none of the cups without Drogba. Apart, Drogba is one of the most disrespected players in Prem history. I don't get it, man. Like, listen, he's not better than Henry. Henry is the Prem GOAT. We're not going to start that debate. But Drogba is Drogba's like, he's my Chelsea GOAT. It's him and Zola, them two, in my opinion, they're the Chelsea GOATs. But you see with Drogba, right? He wasn't a man that would necessarily score the 30 goals consistently. But you see when it comes to the real big moments where you need your big players to step up, now he did that, man. And even if he didn't score in the game, he cooked Bear, man. He cooked Senderos. He cooked Sammy he cooked Sol Campbell. Actually, not Sol Campbell left that period. He cooked Vidic, Rio. He cooked a few, man. Bro, he has a shelf of all these souls, man. Drogba's the king.
Man said the soul snatcher, the African soul snatcher. Because you know with Drogba as well, you know the thing is with Drogba, I'm glad he went bald because man already know about Drogba with the thing. He had the bald patch at the back of the thing. That's why he had the gel back hair. Like, man, that's a secret, you know. But let's be real. You see when it comes to Chelsea, right? Because obviously there's like I said, right? We're talking serious right now. We're talking about Chelsea being a big club. And also people don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, bear in mind, people, I'll be giving away a free Chelsea jersey and a copy of FIFA 22. Details of that I'll deliver at the end of the show. So let's get into it. Because you talk about goals, right? Because I think John Terry is the goal. Me personally, I think John Terry's the goal, right? John Terry for me is the goal. Like, of Chelsea, then Lampard, then after Drogba, right? Obviously, you lot would say the Ron Harrises and all of that. I never saw that man there. You get what I mean? But salute to them man there. But let's talk about one, Eden Hazard, because this is someone that's on Chelsea's lips all the time, even till now. Explain to me this the sentiment or attachment with Eden Hazard.
Eden Hazard, and let me just tell you one thing: Eden Hazard for 4 years straight did not had won at least one PFA or PFA Player of the Year or PFA Young Player of the Year. And even when he was at Lille, he won Player of the Year there. Eden Hazard, when I talk, people try to put him in sentences with bums like Theo Walcott, you know. Eden Hazard is, and trust me, but Eden Hazard is one of the best wingers to ever play in the Premier League, and I don't even care. I'll say it with my big chest. I know some man will say, obviously, I don't know if I should be saying his name out loud, but the guy who wore 11 for Man United, Robert Pires, obviously the Curry goat Cristiano, and now some. He's kind of won't get mentioned. Eden Hazard, as much as I don't think he's the goat of wingers, he's one of them because people don't understand. The man put Chelsea FC on his back for 2 years straight. This man carried. You see the bums he had to play with, like Alonso, Fabregas was finished, flipping Morata the bum, Gary Courtois, the little rat who came out saying, I want to go Madrid, it's my dream move and all that, even though he's an Atletico player. He's kind of bummy baller. Apart from Kante, tell me how many ballers, and Pedro maybe, because Pedro's alright to be fair. Apart from Pedro and Kante and Hazard, how many top ballers was there in that Chelsea team? You see, when we beat you in the final in 2018, we should have never beat you. We 100%. Were dead.
Aye, Phil Jones, and he kind of resurrected himself the other day, but Phil Jones, listen, Phil Jones, man, still need to owe some corn for them things there, car. Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be honest. And my United fans might be upset by this, but Hazard is the most electrifying winger I've seen in the Premier League of all time. Like, in my time. I don't think there's a winger more electrifying than Hazard. What Hazard, bro? You know it still sits in my head what he done to Coquelin. This is why when we lost to Villarreal, did Coquelin come back? Hazard retired him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking to myself, bro, like this, bro. I had to call Coquelin Jesus. Cause I don't understand how a man come back from that. Man, I call Coquelin Jesus. Cause Hazard had him doing the spinneroonie. Hazard had him doing the spinneroonie. And then Donny comes back. Come on, bro, man. It's all mad. It's all mad for me. Like, I'm just looking at it. I'm thinking to myself, how the hell did my man come back from that? But this is what I'm saying. Like, these are the interesting conversations because look how many things we can pick up on. And like I said, Chelsea in the 90s were known as underachievers. But for me, it's like, how come people like respect? Because City, people respect, they respect all these other clubs, but they don't want to, people still want to talk down Chelsea when Chelsea have been doing this, the most successful club in England in the past 15 years.
You know why?
The reason why.
Let me tell you why. Because we don't, and this is something that I understand, we don't pass the eye test. You see, with City, they have, they've got Pep. Pep is like a product of the most famous academy in world football, UEFA London's academy. And, he obviously had a man like Messi and Xavi and Iniesta. So when he brings this football, people want to watch it. And also, because City, I mean, no disrespect, they don't have too many fans. That's the thing. Chelsea was a well-supported club even before Roman came in, man. And, obviously got a bit of a history of some people saying racist fans and that. But what people also fail to realise is we was one of the first London clubs to let a black man wear our shirt. A guy called, go search him up, his name's Paul Canaville. He made his debut in 1984, I think. And they got a lot of stick. It went on. He got a lot of racial abuse, monkey chants and that. And obviously, thankfully, we've moved on from that. But that's just people just hate because we've not done it in the most pretty way. We didn't play the most beautiful football. We beat teams as we just beat teams where we could, man. And that's where it is. People don't like us.
Let me tell you this, right? I've seen Swansea play great football, right? And they ain't got them that far. Do you get what I mean? Look where they are. They're back in the championship. And for me personally, bro, it's not about how you do it. It's about what comes with it. You get what I mean? And when I say what comes with it, I'm talking about them titles. Them titles are mad. Them titles. When I see Chelsea, I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm jealous. Like last season, seeing them do the Champions League, I'm just thinking to myself, doggy, them Champions Leagues. I'm like, rather I'm seeing Havertz, the little shemale guy, like moving all mad and that, and then doing the little thing in the changing room and all of that. And I'm just thinking, brother, and I'm there looking at Ollie and I'm thinking to myself, oh, we're finished. I'm looking at Rashford, I'm thinking, we're finished. I'm looking at Martial, thinking, we're finished. Pogba injured, we're finished. Like, you know what I mean? So, bro, like, this is what I don't get. You get what I mean? So when I'm looking at Chelsea, I'm thinking to myself, like right now, this current season, you can say there's a bit of a drop off. Let's be real. I predicted this drop off from the beginning, but the difference is your manager, your owner, to be frank, right? Don't accept mediocrity. You understand? Your owner's gonna tell you, right? Okay, you could have won the Champions League today. In 7 days, your owner's gonna be calling up your manager like, "Yo, why we won a trophy yet?" Because that's the kind of guy he is. And
Right.
why don't people have respect? Because going on the racism part, right? I go to Chelsea games. My best friend is a season ticket holder, and I go to some Chelsea games, and usually the United ones, right? And I get treated well. I can go to the pensioner pub, sit there, drink with the United top on. I get treated well, right?
Yeah.
The hospitality is blessed. You understand? But I think also there's a firm, and people need to understand the difference between hooligans and fans. Fans and hooligans are two different things. Do you get what I mean? Because if people are going to talk about, oh, Chelsea's a racist club, go check your club's firm, and I guarantee you'll probably find racists there. You understand? You could say the same thing with United when it comes to Pogba. You know what I mean? But moving on from that, let's go into Chelsea right now. What you saying for this season? Car right now, so, like I said, it's all looking keke right now. It's looking like a keke. Chelsea's looking kind of, I know you're going to probably throw it back with United, but right now we're talking Chelsea. So what's going on?
I won't, man, because I'm not that kind of guy. I'm always gonna come and speak honestly about any club, man. And let me tell you what the problem is with Chelsea Football Club, right? Is this Champions League win got man to believe that we was ready to win the league. And I always say, right, even when we won the league the first time in 05, go for all the shit that Arsenal fans say about their invincible season, go check the points gap between first and second. It's actually, it may seem big, but it's not that big compared to some of the gaps that City are leaving. For me, this season was always about closing the gap, making sure that we don't let City run away 20 points ahead. If we close that gap to even, let's say 7 or 10 points, that's a respectable season. I'll be like, you know what? Calm. We know what we've done. We've closed the gap relatively well. Let's just get in a couple man here and there, and then we'll move on next season. But my point is that, and this is where I will say that there's a problem with how the clubs run, because unfortunately, Roman's policy of winning now never goes, but the club are two minds. So in one hand, they want to develop youngsters and bring more youth academy players into the team, but at the same time, excuse me, but at the same time, they're saying they want to win now. So for me, Chelsea, this been I only realized this when we went in a terrible run of form, but this has been happening for a while. And for me, they need to make a decision. Either come out and tell us, right, we're not going to win anything major for a couple of years. We're just going to develop these youngsters, take it nice and slow, be patient with them. Even guys like Mason Mount, who've been overplayed, in my opinion. I'm just going to give them a bit of time to develop. Then we'll have a team full of Cobham kids ready to win league titles. Or simply just get rid of them, get an experienced 25, 26-year-old ballers, like what we used to do, and win league titles now. You can't have it both ways. And for me, that's where there's a problem. And also, because we keep going for the cheapest option, man. Like, we lost both Chilwell and James, and these guys want to recall back Emerson, that fraudulent Brazilian.
Hey, you know what's weird? You know what's weird, right? It's mad because you know what's weird when I see Emerson's an Italian. And bro, this is when you know he's a failed Brazilian, because if man's gonna be real about it, bro. When I'm looking at Chelsea this season, right? Don't get me wrong, I saw you lot as a threat. Like people would start making jokes about Lukaku, Lukaka. Yeah, I mean, but let's be real. After what this guy demonstrated last season, I was fixed. I forgave him because like banter aside, let's put the banter aside. Lukaku is a proven goal scorer. We've seen it in the Prem. We saw it at West Brom. We saw it at Everton. Even at United, we saw it. It's just that the success never came with it. He is a proven goal scorer. And then after this, when he went to Italy, to Serie A, it looked like he had matured. He'd fixed his head. And after he was ready, he came back with a vengeance. So when he's coming to Chelsea, there's no fan in this world that listen. It's just gonna be honest. I'm talking. Pick up your Bible, pick up your Quran, pick up your Buddha statue, pick up whatever book you also called, and put your hand on it and tell me you weren't scared when Lukaku was coming to the car, bro. I was nervous. I was thinking, boy, you know what? Something might happen. You get what I mean? Because people always bigging up Harry Kane. Harry Kane ain't got no trophies on his locker. Lukaku's got trophies on his locker. Do you get what I mean? At the end of the day, like so, and he looked like he had a first touch. He looked like the balloon off his feet, the Timberlands had come off, and he put on some predators or some vapors. You get what I mean? So obviously, it hasn't worked out this season. A few of the signings have been underwhelming. Jorginho, your top goal scorer with penalties. These times you man were grilling Bruno, but we'll let that slide for now. What do you think's going wrong with the attackers?
Simple, man. They as a collective don't know how to play with each other. And this is why I keep saying that this is why I've been saying for time the recruitment at Chelsea has been whack for years, man. The
Yeah, I
last
said it
time
for 5 years, bro. It's been poor, bro.
it's
Poor.
been good, man. Let me tell you a little secret, right? The last time, can you tell me the last time that Chelsea had a window where we brought in a couple man who were manager signings, suited the system, and played the way the manager wanted to play? Because I can name one right off the top of my head.
The only
And
person I
it,
can remember is Jorginho for Sarri. That's the
nah,
only
but I'm
person.
talking about a window. I'm talking about a window, not one player. I'm talking about an entire window. So I can name the last one I remember. I remember when the signing happened.
Wait, Jesus Christ. I'll say, what's that with? Oh, boy, you got to help me out, bro. I remember Kante. That's the thing. You always get one player, but I can't remember when you had a bunch, a collective. The last collective. If you ask me, the last collective, if I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna have to say that early Mourinho days. Like, do you get what I
Nah,
mean? The first
I
two
love
seasons.
that. I
And
love
that's what I'm thinking. Cause those, but even though there's still some flops with Chelsea, but go on, chat to me.
I'll tell you when it was the 2014 one where we signed Diego Costa, Fabregas, and Felipe Luis. That was the last window where all the managers, even though Felipe Luis didn't play too many games and we sent him back to Atletico the next season, that
Costa
was
the
the
bully.
last window where we brought in a couple man who suited the system and the manager was ready to use them. Because
The
people forget
bully.
that's 2014 summer. Lampard and Ashley Cole both left, so we needed someone to come replace them.
Ooh,
So we had
hey.
we had to bring in Fabregas, and Fabregas, who for me is top three Prem centre mids of all time.
Yeah,
We built him.
underrated, underrated. I remember Cesc, bro. I remember Cesc coming in when he was a youngster, bro. And also people always talk about Wilshere bossing Barca.
It's
Man
nowhere
went
near.
whole career. I remember watching Cesc against Galacticos Real Madrid. This is something that's never spoken about because this is the thing with me, right? When it comes to top players with pedigree, you don't bring up one moment. You don't need to bring up one moment. The evidence is already there. There's no debate. Do you get what I mean? You don't need to bring up one moment. The evidence is there. It's on the table. And when it comes to Cesc, there's too many moments. He's done it. He's been there, done that. Cop the t-shirt, snap the boots, put in the washing machine, done. Span it, still going. You know what I mean?
World Cup, Euros, Prem, La
Euros,
Liga.
Prem, La Liga, Champions. What hasn't he got? You get
Nah,
what I mean?
he never won Champions
He
League.
never won champs. He won in the champs thing.
Nah, he didn't
I
win. He
swear
didn't
down he
win.
weren't in that champs thing. Where was he?
Nah,
Oh, yeah, he
because
came to you lot.
yeah, he did because when he what was it when he left Arsenal when he came out with the F1 team, that was the year that they won it. They beat you at Wembley, aren't they?
Yeah. That's when they mocked us, man. They done us dirty. Hey, bro, it's a Chelsea show, you know, dog. You're trying to flip it on United. This is a
Nah, not
Chelsea
even.
thing.
Nah, not even,
But
man. But that's
know,
what I'm saying.
mm,
But that's what I'm saying though. That's the last window where we brought in a couple man who actually the manager wanted to use. And what ended up happening, Costa scored 20 league goals, Fabregas got 18 assists and nearly broke Henry's record, and we won the league. This is what I'm saying. This is the problem with our recruitment, man, is that we're buying club signings, man. And listen, some of them have turned out good, but they're not real player signings, because most of these player signings, they've not been too bad. Now, what's his name? Ben Chilwell was a Lampard signing. We got him, and he's been good for us.
Yeah, minus the injuries. For me, one of the best left backs after if you ask me, it's the best left backs. Honestly, I think Digne will be a good signing, but that's another Chilwell, in my opinion. Do you get what I mean? I think Digne is a bad boy, but that's another Chilwell because you're talking about injuries and so on. You get what I mean? Like, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one because that's the thing. Chelsea's like Messi right now this season. I see a lot of people saying Messi's finished and everything, but you can't count them out, because the evidence is there. Like, obviously, it's worrying that you lot have gone 5 years without winning the league, but in between that 5 years, what is it? Is it 2 Europas and 1 Champions League?
No, 1 Europa,
1 Europa and 1 Champions League, isn't it? Like, bro, the Champions League, you've got something there. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's different. It's much different, and a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people look at shit and they think to themselves, "Oh, Chelsea are finished." No, United is what you call finished. Chelsea are still there. You get what I mean? No, let's be real. Let's address the elephant in the room. Chelsea are still there. Like, my prediction for you guys this season is 5th. Right? I'm gonna be real. I put it out from the beginning of the season. I said you're not gonna finish 5th. But you lot finishing 5th, what does that do for me? It just tells me that Roma's going to say, bye-bye, Tuchel, and get a top manager in and give him all the bands that he wants. And then successes like that again. Do you get what I mean? So it is a scary sight when it comes to Chelsea. But you tell me this now. Let's go into this, right? We're going into January transfer market. What signings would you like to see?
Bro, simple. 2 backup wing backs, a DM, and a centre back. And in fact, now I'm being a bit greedy. For me, though, just for this window, I know we won't get them because I know how my club moves. We need a backup left wing back because Alonso ain't here anymore. A backup right wing back because Reece is out. And another DM. Someone who actually sits. I don't want none of this box-to-box BS, man. I want someone who sits in the DM role and does the cleaning up, sweeping up and that. Because for me, we've still got a good enough team to finish top 4. But them kind of players, we can actually close the gap on City and Liverpool, which is ultimately what I want to do. Because I don't, as much as I like this winning league titles and stuff, I don't want to go 5, 6 years without a league title. Or forget that sounds a bit greedy and spoiled. I don't want to go 5 years without a league title challenge, put it like that, because I want us to at least be competing for the league. Not winning it is touch and go because there's a couple of things that go into winning a league. I need a bit of luck in it with injuries and that, and maybe some ref decisions. But in terms of actually competing for it, I want us to be up there. And for me to at least have a respectable season, which I think, because I still think we'll finish top 3. We just need a DM and 2 backup wing backs and we're calm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like one player, Tchouaméni, is looking, scary. I'm a big fan of his. Monaco kid. I think he'll be a perfect fit for Chelsea. The philosophy that's there, the way Tuchel wants to play. Definitely, I think I would say another striker. Do you get what I mean? I don't think it's worked out with Timo, and I would say another striker and try to use Timo in a different way. Like, Timo, I think, would be perfect if you're doing counter-attacking football. Like, Timo is someone I'll chuck on. Like, if I've got a cup game or a game where I'm struggling to break the lines, I know his finishing is not that great, but I'll chuck him on in the 75th minute, similar to what you lot do with Pulisic. I'll chuck both of them on and just make them run because that's what they can do, right? They struggle with their end product, but them things that just kind of stretch the defense. The loose ball coming up. Who's the midfielder that's got the cutting through pass? Obviously, Kovacic, for me, when Chelsea play, are more sound. I think he's one of the most underrated midfielders in the world.
Yeah.
But I will say another midfielder is needed there. Do you get what I mean? I think another midfielder is needed there. And add something else for me personally. And moving forward, what are you saying? What do you reckon this season holds? Because you just beat Spurs the other day. You now what? You've basically got a 2-goal lead. You're probably in the final. What are you saying? What? Champions League? You fancy your chances? Because the league is gone. FA Cup, great win earlier. What are you saying? What trophy you reckon you can sneak through?
We might be able to. It depends on what happens in Arsenal Liverpool, because I can't act rather Liverpool in the final. Not because not because they're a better team than Arsenal, but because I know the kind of stuff that goes on with Arsenal in League Cup finals or in Wembley in general. They're on a different kind of F3, paying the refs and all that. So, like a League Cup, an FA Cup, and a good run in the Champions League. But we also need to back this manager. I want my football club to start doing what Manchester City did even, and what Mourinho had in the first place. Start getting players who suit the manager's system. Get players who Thomas Tuchel wants to use in specific positions. And then this is how, because this is my approach to a football club. I know it's not that simple, but this is how I do it. You give a manager the player he wants, granted they're, within a reasonable enough range, and they're of a certain caliber as well. Or they just have to be relatively good players. Bring them in and say, right, you get some time to put them together, fix them up, and make sure they're embedded in your system. Although if they're the manager's targets, they probably are good for that system. And then say, right, once you've got them adapted, we should take a season. Go win me this, or go challenge for that. That's why I do it. And until we start doing this, we're not going to have sustained success. We'll win a league title every 4 or 5 years, but we're not going to have a season where we go win 1, 2, 3, drop out, 1, 2, 3, drop out, and that kind of stuff. And then we'll never be able to reach the level of Liverpool and Manchester United in terms of pedigree.
You lot are better than Liverpool. Liverpool's a myth. I don't think Klopp's going to win another league title because Liverpool's done, man. Salah's gone soon.
I'm talking about the stature of the football club.
Yeah. I'm not giving Liverpool clout at this. I'm playing. I know what you're saying.
No, but not even. But then even Man United. Man United are, in my opinion, they're the second. I do think Liverpool are slightly bigger club. It's only because Champions League. It's only because of Champions League still.
Fair enough. Because that's a analogy I use with Arsenal. So fair enough. I'll take that.
Exactly. So for me, if we want to, because we've surpassed ED at Arsenal time ago. That's old news.
Bro. The thing is with Arsenal, bro. Like Arsenal, obviously, this is when you see levels, right? Arsenal celebrate being in the top 4. This is when I mean what you see levels, because Chelsea, the mediocrity is, I can't, the club, I'm less than a club, I'm less than the league, or less than the Champions League. That they're upset with that. You get what I mean? If Arsenal were in your position right now on the table, they'll be, oh my God, bro, they'll have heart attacks. You got to remember, there's people your age that haven't even seen Arsenal win the league. They're gonna grow up, have kids. Their kids are gonna have kids, and Arsenal still ain't gonna win the league. You understand? So it's a weird one, bro. So what? So obviously we'll come to a close for the show. Before we announce the competition, Ab's gone to take the stage, man. Tell them where to follow you, where to find you, shows that you got coming forward. Come on, tell them. So we're gonna be doing a lot of work together. But go on, Ab, take the stage, my brother.
Yeah, come on, man. So obviously you can find me on ShedEndShottas there. Obviously in the little Chelsea channel, we're gonna bring a couple new things in there, like some extra stuff, NBA and that, just for a bit of fun. Mm-hmm. You can also find me on the Ball TV with Shigs, Jay's Legacy, and Mr. Nose. It's a regular Prem show we do on a Monday and Thursday. And in about 20 minutes, I'm gonna be on the First Exam. We're gonna be doing a little preview to AFCON. Hopefully, Senegal do a thing. So more Edu Mendy prop and that. But and you can also find me on Twitter, man. You can find my Twitter handle on the main Twitter page there. So that's where I put my thing there. And yeah, thanks for having me on Z, bro.
Yeah, bro. Therefore, bro, listen. And obviously, mods, I need you to hit this up and obviously make sure that everything's happening. Obviously, going into the competition we're definitely going to have is free Chelsea jersey of your choice. You hit me up, let me know. FIFA 22, a copy of that. So now this is where it gets interesting. What I need people to do, obviously, this is going to be added into the description. It's going to be on our socials. Go onto the ministry main page and spam it with just Chelsea emojis. Chelsea emojis, Chelsea emojis. Then we're going to put all of those people in a hat. And after, you never know, you might get the special DM asking you what your size and your address is or whatever you want, digital, online copy, and after we'll get that over to you. Yeah. Abs, it's been blessed having you. Over and out. Peace, people, for watching. Subscribe and like, share. And we'll be back. First time for everything.
Come on, love people.